What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's co-main event for UFC 310. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Machado-Garry. Someone's always got to go in a fight. I'm kind of confused on at the moment. It's been a bit of a holiday. Is this a 5-round title eliminator? Okay, so it is 5 rounds. Not for an interim. You got Rakhmonov versus Garry. They've had the run-ins together. They've trained together. They've sparred against one another. Rumors have had it that Rakhmonov has had the better of Garry, but that's training. It is what it is. But in this fight, man, you have Garry who has just slowly risen, right? Say what you want about him, his personal life, he's cringy, whatever the fuck. He's badass. He's a badass. He's fucking good. He can get it done anywhere. He fights very tall, long, bladed, just good takedown defense. I mean, he just kind of does. He just looks better every single time he goes out there. He's always looking for the finish. Very accurate. Mixes up his strikes very well. What he did against MVP in his last fight, I mean, it was not an exciting fight. It was not. But he did what he had to do to go out there and get the victory. It wasn't going his way in the striking department, so he had to go out there and mix it up a little bit, right? His fight against Jeff Neal, very similar. Jeff Neal just wasn't himself in that fight. It was a weird fight. Ian just did what he had to do and just kind of shut Jeff down. His fight against Neil Magny kind of dominated Neil Magny for 3 rounds in that fight as well. Was able to finish D-Rod. He had that fight with Sam Kanan where he got dropped, had to battle through adversity, and then found the finish himself later in the fight. And I just kind of went backwards on his career, but like his resume has done better and better. His performances haven't been better, but he's been going out there and getting wins and not really controversy in the sense of who won the fight, just how he won the fight, right? And going against Shavkat, right, who is like the unsung prospect of the welterweight division, who also he's looked phenomenal, right? And a lot of people want to highlight his fight with Jeff Neal as like the chink in his armor. But like this Jeff Neal, dude, like dude hits like a fucking freight train. When he's on, when he's not so hesitant like he was in the Ian Garry fight, he's dangerous as fuck. And that was like I'm pretty sure that was fight of the year, if I'm not mistaken, and damn well deserved to be so. Those two guys went to the brink. Could have been anyone's fight. Jeff almost had it, you know, and Shavkat just really went out there and had to just dig deep, bite down at his mouthpiece and find the victory. And got the finish at the end of the 3rd round, right? Followed that up, UFC 296 against Wonderboy. Wow, it's pretty much been a year since we saw Shavkat compete. It's crazy how much time's passed, how fast. Anyways, he was like, I'm not playing this fucking striking game. Took it right to the ground and just got the choke. He said, fuck this shit. I know he was dealing with an injury, so he just didn't want to strike, didn't want to kick, didn't want to do any of that crazy stuff. So he just kind of played it safe. And against Wonderboy, I mean, that's kind of like, if you want to beat Wonderboy, it's kind of what you got to do, unless you're Joaquin Buckley, who just said, fuck it. Like, it just went at Wonderboy like a freight train until you found the chin. Shavkat, yeah, he's kind of there to be hit. Like, his striking's very good, very effective, flashy, dynamic, powerful, accurate, but also kind of like drunken monkey, almost, like in a sense. Like when he gets a little tired, he just gets a little noodly, I guess is the word that I could like is the best way that I could put it. He gets a little noodly out there, and that was kind of how it was with Jeff Neal. Got a little sloppy, got a little noodly, and at times was on skates. But from what I've seen, I don't know, man. From what I've heard with the training stuff, I think that's relevant. I just think Rakhmonov's that good. It's not that I don't think Garry's good. And I don't know if we're going to see a finish in this fight. I don't know. I think we're going to see a decision in this fight. But I think it's going to be the grappling that's going to make the difference. I think Shavkat and Garry will probably X each other out in the striking department. I can see Shavkat landing a more devastating punch, but I see Garry being more accurate, bladed, precise. And I see him being the faster guy. But I just see Shavkat being able to mix it up well enough to where when they do get into these grappling exchanges, I think Shavkat is going to capitalize, and I think that he will win those exchanges. So I think in this fight, 5 rounds, I think Garry will have the better gas tank than Shavkat will. I think in that Jeff Neal fight, I thought that we saw a little bit when it came to his cardio. But nonetheless, I got Shavkat in this fight by decision. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Garry squeezed out I don't want to say boring. I hate that word. But uneventful win. Because he does what he has to do to get the victory sometimes. And I think that it will be the route that he will have to take if he wants to beat Shavkat. But I think Shavkat is good. He's just so good everywhere and can finish it everywhere. I think that he will just be a little bit better than Ian Garry, UFC 310. All right, guys. That's it, do it for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this co-main event. Do you guys have Ian Garry? Do you guys have Shavkat Rakhmonov? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comment section. But guys, that's going to do it for today. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go fight, fans.